Alright, this is the official Handbook to the Mar-Vell Universe, issue 5, featuring the Punisher. Would any of you be surprised to learn that I have already kind of broke the lightning rig that I got? One of the screws is knackered. It won't stand up. We'll begin by removing all our profiles, with me trying not to spoil it for myself. It was in this one. Our first profile is for a major villain, Hulk's very own Abomination Man. One side of his face is damaged and he is melting. I don't know why. I thought it might be that SeaWorld Attacks Spider-Man issue where he is set on fire and then explodes. I could look at the back to find out why, but I'm not going to. Next comes Captain Cold from the Thunderbals. A great character that stars in the first ongoing series I got every month, New Thunderbals. His profile covers both Captains Cold 1 and 2. Another Thunderbals member now, Captain Boomerang. Different runs, of course, but we have got a nice pair here to throw onto our Thunderbals team at the end when I get out the other cards. This is his data sheath. Captain Marbles, the real one, Mar-Vell. The eyes, I think it's the colouring, or moreover how they are printed. The eyes on Captain Marbles, the real one, Mar-Vell, are next to non-existent. The black and blues from his mask have smudged over the lines, and the white hasn't been used very well. It looks like he has barely any eyes. Quite a lot of the male characters have problems with the eyes. The white in the eyes just doesn't seem to be there. Still erroneously crediting his time with the Avengers as a post-mortem honour. Wow, these first 5 have been an all-star lineup. We've got Rocket Red now. I complained about issue 3 having a lot of dead characters, but all 5 we've gotten so far I would consider pretty decent names. Still, one of them is dead, mind you. Make that the first 6. These all feel like major enough characters. Maybe I am overestimating Captain Cold and Captain Boomerang, but all 6 of these feel like impressively prominent and reappearing characters. Had a drop off at some point, didn't it? Well, the thing is, after 6 hits, you can better justify a more minor, less appealing character like this. Well, there we have it. We have just unlocked our most powerful character in this series yet. Eternity, the living embodiment of all that is. And this profile is before any of the affinity crossovers happens. Feels silly to go from abstract concept to man with a daft moustache. Now is Legolas from Fairyland. Always glad when I get another Fairyland character, but I need to hurry up and get Amanda the Enchanter in one of these. Miss Maple from Alpha Strike. This is, frustratingly, when she was calling herself Gladiator, which was really annoying and confusing. Eternity's got some company now. We have got the black and white minstrel. Eternity loves shit like that. Fuck me, this is not even just in this issue. This is a character I would happily remove from this series in place of one of those characters that are desperately unprofiled. We get him, but we don't even get all the death throws. We get him, we get Oddjob, we get Crosswits if you count Crosswits, but no Bumshell, who is much more important than Knick-Knack. Magmar from the Excellent Men. Don't forget, never forget, Christopher Clairvoyant introduced this character in blackface. Swamp Thing. It's interesting that he isn't in the typical pose for these. They could have done him stood upright with his hands at his sides, but I think the shambling monstrosity of mulch we have here is better for letting people know he's a bit unique in how he appears and how he moves about. Mesmerino had excellent men enemy. We finally got us a Batman, but it is the other Batman. Batman from the Justice League. Another dead character. This one hasn't been too bad for that. We've only had the two. Owlman. Rubbish character. You can tell he's rubbish because I put zero effort into thinking up what to call him. Owlman. Punisher now. Why is his belt not white? That is bothering me. I suppose it was the 90s and they had moved away from that a little. At least he's not wearing the headbands. His profile, his data and super statistics. This one is second Sunday of Easter, which seems a bit relevant right now, doesn't it? He is one of those D-list bad guys that I quite like and wish they had done more with. You're listening to Capwolf FM, and you have just heard In-Betweener by Sleeper. This is the Sleeper robot, the Nazi robot. That's all I really thought of to do. I found it amusing that we had both Sleeper and In-Betweener in the same issue, and there's a band called Sleeper with a song called In-Betweener. This is cute as well. We have got Speed McGee in the same one as Captain Cold. Those two characters will later be paired together in Thunderballs. It is quite satisfying to me that we have gotten them both at once. Not a bad one for Thunderballs members, this issue. Jamelia Jamil, they released a toy of her recently, and they covered up her chest. All the skin showing on her torso, that was coloured a lighter purple. Birdman, Michael Keaton. I'm looking forward to doing the teams at the end of this actually. We have gotten some decent ones for that. Our last profile in this one is Wingless Man. We got two members of the Frightening Force in this one too. Him and Jamelia Jamil. Now here's all the profiles I already have, so let's make shit up. You will not be surprised to learn that Captain Cold, Captain Boomerang, and Speed McGee, they are going with our Thunderballs team. Song Girl, Captain Cold, Captain Boomerang, Rachel Diamond, Fister, Atlas Man, Juggernaut, Moonstump, Plant Master, Radiation Dude, Paralyzer, and then finally one of the new additions, Speed McGee. And this team is getting quite big, but I will wait until I have got Mark, real name Abe, to start cutting this team down. In my mind, the maximum number of characters on a team should be 13. And even at that, after about 9 members, the extras should be really justified. So I'll have to start thinking about if I really want Captain Cold on the team, or if Plant Master is really that important. Birdman completes our Insidious 6, which we only started last time. Dan Slott leading, Elektra, Gobbler, Rhino Man, Paralyzer, and then Birdman at the end. Our Alpha Strike is getting off the ground now. We have got Miss Maple now, alongside Diamond Little and Warwick Davis. Hopefully, I will get Windshield soon. We can also start a Frightening Force with this one. We have Wingless Man and Jamelia Jamil, and then 2 past members with Elektra and Ursula. Never was an actual lineup, but we'll see where we go with them. Getting Trapper's entry will make a huge difference for that as a team. Batman, we can cheat and put him with our defenders. it does start to feel like a little bit of a team with him. We've got him, Cena, Warrior Princess, Luke Cages, Etrigan the Demon. She-Hulks I've thrown in here. She was a defender. She helps flesh out this as a team at the minute. Silver Surf Man, and then Russia Girl. And speaking of the Russians, we now have Rocket Red to go with Dark Star, Ursa Ring, and then Russia Girl. We've not had an Avenger for a long time. Captain Marbles, the real one, Mar-Vell, he can count as one, but again, I wouldn't put him with the team we have. We've got 2 of the Warriors, 3. A surprising one is with the Sleeper. We've actually started a Skellington crew. We've got Bane and Mother Superior, and now the Sleeper. Mesmerino can go on our Evil Brotherhood of Evil Muties of Evil. I guess they are led by Super Patriot here. Irene from Sherlock, Vixen, and there's Mesmerino, Saruman, Super Sabra, and then Eustace the Uncomfortable. But now it is Fairyland Attacks time, the sequel to SeaWorld Attacks. Time for some updates for that from this Handbook. There's not much, really, this time. Legolas is clearly in the story. He is a Fairylandian character. He'll be there fighting against Seth and Desard's armies. Eternity might have a very short appearance where either we see him react to something, like he winces or flinches when some massive game-changing big occurs. Or maybe Doctor Strange will petition him for help and Eternity will decline, involving himself in a crossover. Which is the exact same thing I said of another character we have somewhere in our collection. I know Magmar has some connection to the Olympic gods. She worships them. There is a Christopher Clairvoyant issue of New Muties with her and Hercules Man, but I don't really care. If Darth Knight the subscriber who loves that issue can convince me to include Magmar, or how to include her, she can be in Fairyland Attacks. That's it, but it's not actually it. We got another character in here that I do have big plans for in Fairyland Attacks, but I am withholding those plans until I get 2 other characters to go with them, so I can cover that idea all at once without spoiling some of it here. That is all my profiles right there. It is getting to be quite a big pile. This issue was actually fairly stacked in terms of decent characters that I wanted to add to my collection. I enjoyed it a lot. There was maybe 2 or 3 rubbish ones in it, and only the 2 dead ones. So it's much better than issue 3, which had both Big Bertha and Razorback. I'll give issue 5 a 7 thumbs up.